Hey, what's up, Adam? Quick demo video for you for your saber. This is something I like to do when I finish building all of these. I do a full demo and then send it off to you. And so if you got any questions or comments or concerns, we can address those before I give it to you. But I want to go over the Steampunk Saber. And then I got finished making your blade this morning. So you wanted something that was heavy enough to beat on Joe with. So this is a heavy grade Neopixel Blade, and you can beat on him all day long with this guy. So that's what we got here, and I'll demo the blade too. Install the Proffie V2 soundboard. This has the stock V2 MPXLs in here, so those 5 LEDs will light up whether or not you have a blade in it. So you could get you a blade plug in the future that had some shine through. You can find a lot of different ones on Etsy or just whatever you wanted to do. This is a 1-inch diameter saber though, so if you got a blade plug, it would take a 1-inch diameter blade plug. It's a 2-button setup. So in these greeblies here, you've got a copper Phil Guinness switch right here. That is your activation switch. And then you've got a domed tactile on the other side. Now this one you probably won't be able to press with your thumb, but you can get it with your finger. It is recessed down in there pretty deep, just because of the different types of greeblies that are going around. I'm left-handed. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter what hand you hold it in, but you can hit the activation with your thumb, and you can control your auxiliary with your finger just fine right here. I made this a removable chassis because I don't like to have recharge ports and static batteries if I can get away with it. So this is what we did. You just unscrew the pommel here, which is the only place that it opens. Right here. You're going to see your speaker right here. You can take your hand like this and go one time, and it'll pop out like that, and you can just pull this all the way out. All right. And then here's your chassis. So you got your Proffie board right here. There is a place right here for some art tape in the future to help hold the board down. I don't think you'll need it, but if you keep popping the board up and down and doing different things to it, the snap fit might lose some of that snappiness over time. So I try to accommodate for that for just a channel for some tape. You got a removable battery, which I'll provide you, but you will need a battery charger, and we'll talk about that in person. 24 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost speaker, and then this also uses Smuggler's Outpost switch pixel PCB set. So this guy right here that you see lines up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the light or not. Yeah, it's not going to show. But when you get it in person, way down up in there is a PCB like this, but it has 14 pins in it, and that's what lines up and helps the power, to the switches and to the main, over to the main PCB for your blade. So I tried to do a little something on your chassis here because you had a steampunk saber. I tried to just carry that design through on your chassis. It does say Solo Sabers over here for me and Arabesh. And then since you own Iron Barber, I put Iron Barber right here. And then when you get it in person, hopefully you can see that razor blade that I put right there as well. Okay, and that's what I did there. Let's throw a battery in this guy. Don't ever put your battery in backwards or you're gonna fry this board. So it's important that the spring side right here goes to the negative side of your battery. You sent me a sound font and asked me to put that on your saber. I tracked it down and it's on there. There's a few fonts on here for you, but the first one is the one that you asked for, right? So I forgot to tell you while I was putting this in. When you put this battery in and you go to put this chassis in, you can put it in. You can put it in any way you want. Just slide it right in, just like that. And then this guy, when you screw it in, it actually helps push the chassis forward and engages those 14 pins that I was telling you about. So this guy does all the work. All right, just screw it down tight. You've got motion controls, so you could swing this guy on. You got auxiliary. You could twist it off. Or you could come over here and hit your activation button. Twist off. Or you could just tap the activation button again to turn it off, which we'll do here in a second. Let's throw your blade in. So when putting your blade in, you want to be careful. Just put it in enough to make contact with those pins. Don't just take your blade and go mashing it down. I've got a piece of chassis in here that's about this long that doesn't come out. It's the holder for those pins, and also on the other side, it's the holder for that 14 pin PCB, and it gets held in place by this set screw right here. That's what's holding it. So don't ever mess with that guy. But this is your blade retention screw, so that's the one you're going to want to tighten and loosen to keep your blade in. So we'll throw this in. Lock it down. Come over here and hit the activation button. Don't want to hit the ceiling fan. But you've got battle mode on this guy. So if you hit the blade or the saber, you'll get blade lockup, and you'll see that in the middle of your blade. Right here. You can see the difference on my hand of the light. And it will stay like that until you pull away from it. And you can tap auxiliary for blaster deflex. Come over here and just hit power to turn it off. Now each of your sound fonts have sound tracks. So to get to those, just hold down your power for 1 second and let go. You can turn the saber on while it's playing. And then to turn that music off, you do the same thing. Hold down for 1 second and let go. Then to go to the next sound font, just tap the auxiliary button when the blade is off. Ancient integration. So blade lockup right here. You can see it. Exegol. So some of these have preons, right? So that means it'll play a sound, right before the blade ignites if you hit the activation switch. You bypass that by just swinging it on. But if you want the preon to play, you just hit the activation.
What could you give me? Everything.
We got a nice unstable blade here. This is a fire blade. This literally just looks like fire. Sounds like fire when you swing it.
Ancient warriors would mark themselves with the blood of their kill.
And this is a Predator font by Preston Bannister over at Syndicate Sound Relics. And this has kind of like well, this is called Smoke Blade, but I did it in green. You'll be able to see it a lot better in person. It almost looks like a lava lamp, or just almost like a red dot sight. If you were to blow some smoke over it and actually see that laser, that's what it's mimicking here. Just like that. And we'll take the blade out. So yeah, that is your saber. Thank you very much for your patience. You have been asking me for this for about a year. And it took me a long time to find this saber. I tried to have it made a few times. That didn't work out. Um, and actually making sabers is not really my specialty, although I do that once in a while. I'm not comfortable enough to take it on a commission basis. I just make what I make, and hopefully it comes out good. My specialty is really just installing them, doing all kinds of different things like that, chassis designs. I can make blades, stuff like that. I can etch sabers. I do that a lot, and different things like that. But yeah, this was a tall order that I could not do, and I've been searching for this for a while. So glad this came up. Hopefully you like it. Let me know if you got any questions on it, and we can address that before I send it off to you. But then on the very last thing to take the battery out, we just do the same thing that we did before. If you're not using this, you're going to want to take the battery out because Proffie board does not have a true deep sleep. So it does do a slight drain the entire time the battery's in. We'll take the chassis out just like that. And then from the positive side over here by the speaker, you can pop it out with your finger just like that. And then we'll just put it back in the saber for safekeeping. So yeah, that's your saber. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, I will bring this in next time I get a haircut. All right, thanks.